free towing with repairs, AAA authorized, and the most recommended family-owned transmission shop around since 1951.
Broadway Transmission will get your shift together and stand behind it too. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Cannonball Charlie's ready. Are you? The Revs play here. Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
Pat Young on for the save. Revs lead it 12-3 here in the bottom of the ninth inning. But in all seriousness, it's not as many arms in the bullpen now, so it's definitely a bit of a grid with Mace and Fletch night after night. Who's up, who's down, keeping guys fresh. Young gets the turn here. Terdoslavich up, and he takes down low. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. They did not use him last night. Judy was up in case Perez needed a bail in the 8th in his second inning. So they stayed with Judy for the 9th last night as Young misses down and in. And that did skip off Terdoslevich's leg. It's a leadoff hit by pitch as he dove trying to get out of the way. So Judy is the only one not available tonight. That was back-to-back nights for him. And now Young is in here tonight, even though the lead is hefty, 12-3. Here comes Casey Hobson, who's 0 for 3 with an RBI ground out.
First baseman Casey.
By the way, we owe you our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report still. Dustin Richardson rehabbing the elbow, and that is pretty much down to all that there is, aside from guys playing through items as Young drills the outside corner. Strike one called on Hobson. Young ready. 0-1. And a swing and a foul tip over toward the on-deck area. Young's been awesome. 0-1, but a .270 ERA in 14 outings. 2 saves, just 4 hits.
Star consideration.
Here's the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball right side. Alexi dives. He's got it from a knee. He spins and throws to first. Nash throws behind Terdoslavich at second, but he stays on the bag. One down. And Casillas sprawling full extension to his left. And then spun around on his right knee and threw to first. And what a night offensively, defensively for him. Here's Devon Torrance with Terdoslavich at second and 1 out. 12-3 the lead. Pitch from Young. It's in there for a strike.
So what happened when you were making home run calls in the 20-2 game? Who was?
Well, there were 7. And the wife of the manager at the time kept shooting daggers my direction. I guess I was loud.
It's hard not to get excited.
There's a fastball for a strike, 0-2.
Listen, we spend our time talking about the highlights and achievements of other men. When they succeed like this, you better well believe we're going to get excited. They hit the ball 19 times and walk another 12.
0-2. Swinging a ground ball, jammed him. It's thumb down toward third, hugging the line. Franco lets it roll, and he picks it up. Is somebody going to make a call? Thank you. Brian DeBrouwer says it was foul, and it was by millimeters by the corner of the bag. It stayed on the line the whole way and just missed. Terdoslavich, who I believe was a teammate of Franco's in the Braves system, trying to tell him he's wrong. Franco says go back to second. Oh, and 2 now on Torrance. Opponents hitting .098 against Young. He's given up 4 hits. He has hit 3 batters with his pitches after putting Terdoslavich. Young has struck out 17 in 13 and a third. Young the stretch, the 0-2. And a slider just missed outside. Revs will even this War of the Roses series at 2 apiece. This is the first one over here this season. 1-2. Swing a late. Front of the Revs dugout roof as it. Torrance hitting at 155, making Young work. Pitch, swing, and a miss. And it snuck between the legs of Skelton, just a foot or two behind, though, and he'll snap the throw down to first. It was a swing and miss. He did not get a piece of it this time. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th on the strikeout, 2-3 on the putout.
Yeah, Pat's nasty, and you can fight as long as you want, but once he breaks out that nasty slider after pumping the fastball through you all those other times, it's dangerous. Really has great stuff, a deceptive delivery too, a little different from what most see, and just so many good things to talk about this pitching staff as well, along with all the offensive success.
Now Anderson De La Rosa 0 for 3. First pitch fastball is down low. 12-3 with 2 outs in the 9th. The Revs looking for their 3rd blowout win of the week. They also had a 7-2 game the other night. Pitch, swinging a tapper softly to third. It's foul. Hit the edge of the grass in foul ground. Started to take a turn back, but stays foul as Franco gloves it next to the bag in the baseline. By the way, Franco's 5-hit game, the first by a Revs hitter this season. And the first since 2013. Pitch, swinging a bouncer foul, third base side. That surprises me. It's the first 5-hit game since Cody Johnson, June 27, 2013 at Sugarland. Only 4-hit games since then as far as season highs for a batter. Now Young ready. The 1-2. Swinging a line smash down the line and left, but it is pulled foul just wide of the pole up the lawn. Taylor. Boy Scouts sleeping over here tonight. Maybe they'd like to do the game notes since they're going to be up all night.
Yeah. Or the staff that has to watch them.
Here's a swinging a foul tip straight back.
I've been there. Hard bet and say we will not allow 19 hits on our game.
Let's not. Young looking to end it. Pitch is just outside. A slider. He wanted it. By the way, they are testing TrackMan here tonight. They've been doing that at all of the parks these last couple weeks. Getting closer to actually using it in games. Young ready. The 2-2. It is in the dirt. And Skelton handles another tough one. Ball loose from left field. Mesa will go retrieve it for the fans. Right now we're at 3 hours and 24. Enjoy my time. Young again trying to end it. The payoff pitch. Check swing and a ball down and away. He went. Tim Detweiler, the plate ump, rings him up. And this game's over. The Revs a blowout win in their first visit east of the river here this season. It's a 12-3 thumping of the Barnstormers here in Lancaster tonight. And Pat Young with 2 strikeouts to end it, a scoreless 9th inning. his 4th straight outing without a hit, his 6th straight without a run, and the Revs file through the victory line with an emphatic victory to even this year's War of the Roses, a 12-3 final behind 19 hits on a record-setting night here in enemy territory.
Well, for the first road game watching the Revs this year, I chalked this up as a fun one. Darrell Henry, what a blast. Literally and figuratively, if we were at home right now, my goodness would the fans be excited. But we'll take it right here. 12-3, 19 hits, and yet another amazing start from a York Revolution pitcher. A lot to break down when we come back there. I'm excited.
Absolutely, and many Revs fans were over here to see it tonight. 12-3 is your final score. Stay tuned. Post-game show is coming up next.
The York County Solid Waste Authority turns up the heat every day, on your garbage, that is. Advanced waste-to-energy technology is used to burn garbage at 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit in environmentally controlled combustion units. This reduces air emissions and produces electricity, enough to power 20,000 homes every minute of every day. Visit www.ycswa.com to learn more. In York County, garbage is power.
The 1741 Club is here. You in? People's Bank Park introduces the 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. Now open on the skybox level of People's Bank Park, the 1741 Club features stylish design and contemporary decor, all-inclusive food and beverages, and totally flexible ticket purchase options. The hottest spot in York is the place to entertain and thank customers, reward employees, celebrate family occasions, or simply treat yourself to an all-inclusive experience at the ballpark. Nightly menus include enhanced classics and a rotation of special offerings, and house selection of draft beer and wine and a full range of non-alcoholic beverages are included in the ticket price. 1741 Club tickets are available for individual purchase through 3 levels of membership or as season tickets, and they can be used for any of the York Revolution's home games based on availability. The 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. You in? OneClub.com.
Hey, this is Telvin Nash. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Let's go Revs.
Revs win it tonight. 12-3 is the final score. A happy Don Kane is in the house here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. A lot of Revs fans making the trip, as always, and they were treated to this performance tonight. And it was everything. It was, again, the pitching not to be overshadowed. Mitch was amazing tonight. And the Revs with a season-high 19 hits. Just days after they had a then season-high 17. They've won 5 of the last 6, 3 in a row overall, and taking the first meeting here east of the Susquehanna this season in blowout fashion, their 3rd true blowout win of the week. And Brett, coming back from the road trip, starting that High Point series, the moves that were being made, I was to move in the right direction. I did not expect them to all of a sudden go from being a doormat to clobbering everybody in their path here these last 6 days.
And it's hard to actually picture that happening, but hey, it is exactly what has transpired here, and it's been nothing short of exciting. It's just when you build chemistry, you feel like you have the team exactly where you need it to compete, whether it's switching a guy like J.P. Sportman, who quite frankly doesn't like leading off, moving him down to the 6th spot, bringing in guys like Carlos Franco, who no one would predict he'd get off to the start like he did, but my goodness, we'll take it. And just having the pitchers get more comfortable on the mound, whether it be on the road or at home, get more comfortable against the hitters in this league and actually start showing their stuff, limiting the walks. Everything has come together perfectly. Obviously, we can't say it's at the perfect time because we're kind of in that purgatory between, all right, we're a little too far back in the first half and the second half hasn't started yet. But right now, there's no problem with winning games. Keep working hard, keep working strong, and the sky's the limit with this team.
It really is right now. It really is. And we recap things tonight. The Revs scoring in the top of the first inning on a bases-loaded walk from Talvin Nash. Kelvin Vasquez walked 3 in the first inning. He had no clue where the strike zone was. The Revs then scoring 2 more in the second as they rallied with 2 outs. Casillas singled, Mesa singled, Franco singled, Tejeda singled. Franco and Tejeda driving in runs. 4 straight 2-out hits to make it 3-0. They did leave the bases loaded for the second straight inning, and then they would strand 2 in the third, left them loaded in the fourth, so it was only a 3-0 lead with 11 men. Atkins, yeah, the lead could have been much bigger, but didn't bother him. He went out and mowed him down, taking care of his business, and he retired 10 in a row with a 2-hit shutout in tow through 6 innings tonight. Meanwhile, the offense did start to capitalize in a bigger, much bigger way, scoring twice in the 5th inning, doing so with Ryan Dent coming home on a wild pitch, Talvin Nash providing an RBI single, and then in the 6th inning, Alexi Casillas belting a 2-run homer off the Tents in right. And at that point, it became a 7-0 lead. Then in the 7th inning, James Skelton crushing his second home run of the season. And away out toward North Lancaster, out over the Tents and out of sight in right field. That made it 9-0. Atkins with that 2-hit shutout through 6. It got broken up in the 7th. Caleb Gindel leading off with a double. Terdoslavich singled, and then K.C. Hobson, an RBI ground out, made it 9-1. But the Revs would get that run back in the 8th inning, a Franco RBI single. Lancaster did score twice in the bottom of the 8th as Zach Shank walked against Tago. Sanford doubled, a ball that looked like it might have been foul but was not called as such, called fair. Made it 2nd and 3rd, no outs, and a pair of RBI groundouts. Made it 10-3. But the Revs scoring the final 2 in the 9th inning to put the finishing touches on it. Apparently this was a fireworks night over here. They're about to launch. Out over right field. And the Revs, the finishing touches in the 9th inning, scoring on a Mesa sac fly and a throwing error by Gindel on an attempted pickoff move. And then Pat Young closing things out, striking out the final 2, leaving his only runner, which came on a hit by pitch to begin the inning. Revs win it 12-3. They improved to 18-31. Lancaster falls to 18-26. So the 2 teams are even in the win column, and somebody is on fire down in the field. Oh, never mind. They're fire dancers.
There is someone on fire.
It looked like both arms were on fire, but they are fire dancers down on... Well, now they just dropped one on the infield grass. Are we going to have a Comiskey Park moment and not be able to play tomorrow?
I don't know if it's that serious. There's probably insurance regulations or something.
Well, inside the box score tonight, Alexi Casillas 4 for 6. Home run, double. Drove in 2, scored 4, which ties the most by a Revs hitter this year. Mesa 2 for 5 with 2 runs and a ribby. Carlos Franco 5 for 5 with 2 walks, 2 RBIs, on base all 7 times. Tejeda 1 for 5 with an RBI. He also walked twice. Talvin Nash 1 for 2, walked 3 times and was hit by a pitch and drove in 2. JP Sportman 1 for 6, extending his hitting streak to 12. Wellington Dotel 1 for 6. James Skelton 3 for 5. The 12, well, they have 12 walks here. I counted 13. But did I say 12 or 13 earlier?
12. They didn't tie it.
Oh, okay.
They tied it. They didn't break it.
Okay,
yeah, they tied it. If you can hear me, they tied it.
Yeah. Yeah, they tied the 9-inning walk record. That's right. There's so many records going on here tonight. can remember all that. The 19 left on base obliterates the previous team record, so we took care of that fair and square. And on the pitching side of things, Mitch Atkins, 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits. Walked 1 and struck out 7, which ties a season high. He's the 3rd Revs pitcher to go 7 innings this season. And finally gets his 2nd win. He's certainly been deserving of it prior to this. So he for the Revs, 12 runs, 19 hits, no errors, 19 men left on base. That is just silly. Lancaster, 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, they leave 4. Win goes to Atkins, who's 2 and 4. Loss to Vasquez, 0 and 1. Time of the game, played in front of 6,074 here at Clipper Magazine Stadium tonight. And the Revs continue to roll. They have now won 5 of their last 6. 12-3 is the final. We'll take a break, check the out-of-town scores, and give you our final thoughts on this one. Post-game show continues in just a moment.
It's time for the big summer sell down at York Mitsubishi. This is Doug from York Mitsubishi, and I ordered way too many cars last month. My mistake is your chance to save big. I've got to move them off the lot pronto. So here's what I'm going to do about it. Take advantage of huge savings like the 7-passenger Outlanders starting under $22,000. Or always popular Outlander Sports starting under $20,000. Or get 0% for 60 months and $1,500 rebate. If it's ultra economy you're looking for, check out the Go-Kart on Steroids Mirage with over 40 miles per gallon, starting at just $12,990. And tech geeks enjoy the Outlander PHEV plug-in hybrid, starting at just $28,200 if you qualify for all state and federal tax incentives. As always, you get more stuff for less money and an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Top dollar for all trades? Where? At the summer sell down at York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishi's always cost less. Around the corner, Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue. Get pre-approved now at YorkMitsubishi.com.
York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. Brought to you by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. York Water Company, Penn State York, Wise Markets, by Fast Sign, Reinhardt Food Service, Highmark Blue Shield, Seltzer's Lebanon Bologna, East York Veterinary Center, by Bricker's Famous French Fries and Food, Penn State Hershey Children's Hospital, Brewery Products, Encompass Rehabilitation Hospital of York, Sheets, YMCA of York County, York County Food Bank, and by Martin's Potato Chips.
Catch the Revs all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs win it tonight, going away. 12-3 is the final score. Darrell Henry, Brett Petrak back with you. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard tonight. And in the Atlantic League, Long Island a 5-3 win at High Point, making that long trip. The Patriots, Somerset defeats Southern Maryland 3-1. Liam O'Sullivan, who was strong against the Revs last weekend, good again tonight. He gets the win. And New Britain a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 9th inning at Sugarland in their opener. They might have crossed Lancaster in the air today as they went down to Texas. The Freedom Division, Sugarland staring at a 3rd straight loss. They would be 28-21. Lancaster still 7.5 back. Revs would move within 10. And on the Liberty Division side of things, Long Island 30-16. Somerset stays within 2.5. High Point has had a dreadful week. They fall to 4.5 back. And New Britain, if they win at Sugarland, would stay within 5.5. Major League scores, the Rays lead the Angels 9-4 in the 8th inning. The Phillies lead in Atlanta 8-7 in the bottom of the 9th. Braves have the tying and winning runs in scoring position, though. White Sox lead the Yankees 10-1 in the 8th inning. Astros clobbering the Blue Jays 11-2 in the 8th. Vlad Guerrero Jr. had a left-hand contusion on a hit by pitch, but x-rays were negative, and now the Astros have just added 3 more and lead it 15-2. Rockies lead the Padres 4-2 in the 6th. The Mariners are up 3-2 in Oakland in the 4th inning. You know we've been at it a while tonight when the West Coast games are in the 4th. The Cubs and Dodgers are tied at 2. That's in the 2nd inning at Chavez Ravine. The Brewers and Giants scoreless in the 3rd inning by the Bay. Cardinals in 10 innings got a win in the game that was suspended from last night due to rain. They scored in the 10th inning, winning against the Mets 5-4 in New York. And then the regularly scheduled game, the Cardinals won 9-5 at Citi Field. Dexter Fowler hit a go-ahead 3-run homer in that game. The Nationals beat the Diamondbacks 7-3. Max Scherzer struck out 10 in 7 innings. Red Sox 13-2 winners at Camden Yards. J.D. Martinez hit 2 home runs, and the Red Sox as a team hit 6. The Indians 13-4 winners in Detroit. Jake Bauers hit for the cycle for Cleveland in that one. The Pirates an 11-0 win in Miami. That ends a 7-game losing streak for Pittsburgh. The Rangers 7-1 winners in Cincinnati. They stay red hot. Rougned Odor hit a grand slam in that game. And the Twins a 2-0 shutout win against the Royals. A final from earlier. Mitch Garver a 2-run homer in the 8th, the only scoring in that game. And the Phillies have just blown it as Brian McCann hit a 2-run single in the bottom of the 9th off Hector Neris, a 9-8 disaster at SunTrust Park in Atlanta. That is your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Final in our game, the Revs win it 12-3 here in Lancaster. And we've already given you the totals. They were gaudy. Your Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game tonight, Casilla, Franco, Atkins, one of those 3.
I'll go with Alexi. You know, it's been a little bit since he's had a real impactful game, and today he did just that. He was a triple Kunkel player of the game.
Well, the Revs will be back at it tomorrow. We'll be on at 12:40 for Game 1, a day-night doubleheader. 2 7-inning games. First one starts at 1 o'clock, and then we'll break and be back on at 6:10 for the 6:30 Game 2 tomorrow night. But Game 1 tomorrow, Ian Thomas 1-0 with an ERA of 2.35. Lefty Buddy Bauman goes for Lancaster 2-4 with a 3.75. Phil Walby starts the nightcap. Lancaster has yet to name its starter for Game 2, but again, we'll be with you beginning at 12:40 tomorrow for a long day of baseball. Hopefully productive again for the Revs over here as they will enter tomorrow having won 5 of their last 6. That'll just about do it for us here tonight. For Brett Petrak in the booth with me, Daryl Henry saying so long from the clip. Again, the final score, it's the Revs 12 and the Barnstormers 3. Thanks a lot for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night as they file sleepover over here in Lancaster. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12:40 for the pregame right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
Thank you for listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. Catch the Revs all season on York's only place for local sports. Tune in 20 minutes before first pitch for a trip to the clubhouse with player interviews and the manager, Mark Mason, every game. Listen throughout the day for the Revs Report and check out 989WOYK.com for highlights and features on York's pro team. York Revolution Baseball all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Now we return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
They file onto the field for their Boy Scout sleepover over here in Lancaster. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12:40.